ever since the release of Into the Pit, a lot of people have been debating on what year the missing children incident happens. A lot of people believe it's in 1983. A lot of people believe it's in 1985. And today I'm going to be figuring out, just for a theory, a game theory, if I could possibly think about what's most likely right or what's likely wrong. Remember, this is just a theory. None of this is actually going to be confirmed. From my opinion, this is just my most likely opinion, and my answer in the end is probably, if you guessed it, no offense, but it's probably going to be true, even if those who believe it's in 1985. Anyway, let's start with the evidence that's in 1983. So let's just get started. When Five Nights at Freddy's 4 released, almost everyone believed that the missing children incident had already happened, and that Evan, a crying child, aka Evan, saw that. But then when Sister Location came around, it figured out it's basically confirmed that Evan Afton is William Afton's son. So it's like, how would he? Like, William would have probably done something to Evan. William wouldn't kill his own son, but he would have done something to him, get him away or don't do something. And also, if Evan saw his own father, even if William didn't see, then wouldn't he tell everybody about it? Wouldn't he, or William already have evidence for it? Really? That just doesn't really make sense. But that's really the 1983 evidence, because FNAF 4 and at least FNAF 4's minigames are in 1983. I still think that the full game takes place in 1983 or whatever. But there's also more evidence that's in 1983 with the Five Nights at Freddy's 3 training tapes. In these tapes, it talks about you having to use the spring lock suits as a performer/entertainer for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And then on the Night 4 tape, it says that after learning an unfortunate incident in the sister location, which is Fredbear's Family Diner, the suits would be retired. And I think that the incident is referring to his spring lock failures in the Bite of 83. The Bite of 83. Well, now we don't know for sure which phone guy era this is from, so I'm going to say it's FNAF 1, but I personally believe it's in 1983. Why? Because they mention the sister location. And that sister location is not Circus Baby's Pizza World. Nah, it's Fredbear's Family Diner. It's basically that. And that's just the beginning of the proof that it isn't. But the real proof of it happening in 1983 is the Night 5 tape. It said that is company policy concerning the safe room, and that's been notable. The Spring Bunny animatronic has been noticeable moved, and we know for a fact that William uses the Spring Bunny suit to lure kids to the back. So it makes sense. So the tapes were probably recorded in 1983, in my opinion, because the Night 4 tape. That's why I think it's in 1983. And after the Night 4 tape, the restaurant closed. The Night 5 and Nightmare tape are recorded after the missing children incident and not long after it. Alright, this is pretty good evidence that it is in 1983. But now let's go to the 1985 evidence. The first bits of evidence was from the first Five Nights at Freddy's novel, The Silver Eyes. The Silver Eyes takes place in 1995. And the missing children incident happened 10 years ago, which is 1985. But I meant to say the books was in 1995. But you need to realize that while a lot of stuff from the novel trilogy is canon, but this, just because it happens in 1985 in the books, does not mean it happens in 1985 in the games. And what's even more proof is that in the Silver Eyes graphic novel, we can use that. For example, that in 1985, they had the FNAF 1 animatronics. But like I said before, FNAF 2 takes place before FNAF 1. So, how would they have the FNAF 1 animatronics in 1985? They had the pre-withered, or whatever you want to call them, just the regular Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. But they had different designs, and the withered animatronics were switched over to the FNAF 1 animatronics. So, just to say, it would make sense for this to it would make sense for this. It would make sense that it's not in 1985 from the evidence we have in the Silver Eyes. But then there's Into the Pit. Okay, this is kind of a little bit where I can kind of maybe understand why people don't really leave. Yeah, but not that much. Anyway, let's go into why I think this just isn't really the best idea. First off, is like that, like in the book, Oswald travels back to the pit, into the pit, like in the pit in the book, and then he goes to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in the year 1985. And then one of his visits, he witnesses a parent calling out, "Susie, Susie, where are you?" But then the next visit, he witnesses Pittsburgh Bonnie takes Oswald to the back room with 6 children murdered, still with their party hats on. Isn't the missing children incident victims supposed to be 5, not 6? The victims in the game are supposed to be Gabriel, Fritz, Jeremy, Susie, and Cassidy. Yes, they are. Yes, they are in. I can say that they are in. Maybe be in Fazbear's Frights, but like there's supposed to be 6 victims, not 5. Who's the 6th victim? And not even that. But first of all, is that there's 2 different Susies. From Coming Home, we can already prove that Susie is a different Susie from the Susie from the games. There are 2 different Susies. Susie from the games and Susie from the Fazbear's, in the Fazbear's Fright universe. Like, that's really what I really think of how this actually works. Like, and also, I know, like, people, and now there's people, like, and there's, like, Matt Pat, like, I mean, like, yeah, it's in 1985, but to me, it's like, oh, it very clearly proves it's 1985, and it's for a fact. I'm like, no, God, no. And it's like, no, God, no. It's just like, come on, just listen to me for a second. If you want to believe that the missing children incident happens in 1985, then here's what you have to go with. That that the missing children incident was not just Gabriel, Fritz, Jeremy, Susie, and Cassidy. It was just some random kid. Then number 2, you have to believe that William was not even involved in any of it, because like in the Into the Pit, the Pittsburgh Bonnie thing is just really not William. Like, why would William be following like a 10-year-old around and like go into the pit and then like jump in? And like the Spring Bonnie suit that's like in the books does not even look like a suit. Does not even look like the one from the games, because from the Ultimate Guide we can see his design pretty well of what it actually looks like in the canon from the thing in the Ultimate Guide. And what does it look like in the Into the Pit? Nothing like that. So that Pittsburgh Bonnie is not even William. Not at all. It's like some random entity of Willie. It's just some random entity of Spring Bonnie. It's supposed to be simply that. In conclusion, what year does the missing children incident happen? Is it in 1983 or 1985? Well, I believe it's in June 26, 1983. And you know why I believe it is? First off, it's just what I said. If it's in 1985, then it's not. It's just really not, to me, 1985. Sure, if you disagree with me, that's completely okay. But even though I know that some people are going to be like, oh, disagree with me, but you need to realize that you don't need to, like, bully me about it, because, like, the FNAF lore itself is complicated. So, like, I don't know if anyone's really right. It could be in 1983 or it could be in 1985. I don't know. I know, it's just the Fazbear's Fright and the Tales of the Pizzaplex just destroyed the FNAF timeline. Like, Fazbear's Fright trying to make us all these debates. Oh, is the missing children incident in 1985? Oh, what's this? What's going on? It's like everywhere. Like, they just kind of destroyed the timeline, which is annoying. Is actually pretty annoying. Anyway, for now, it seems like to me that the incident is in 1983 and is not in 1985, because of and there's more we're going to talk about the games universe, not the novel trilogy, not Fazbear's Fright, not Tales of the Pizzaplex. We are talking about the games, and there's evidence for themselves is that the games it's just from the evidence from the older games that FNAF 3, it's just that it just really is better. It just really proves that actually that it's in 1983 and not 1985. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and I have some more Five Nights at Freddy's theories coming up in my head, and I might even become a member of the game theorists, which is not I'm probably not going to do it, but I'm just going to give my own speculation and give my own thoughts and opinions on the FNAF lore. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and bye. See you next time, and peace out.